कोरोनाच्या पार्श्वभूमीवर सर्वांनीच सकस आहार घेण्याला आणि आपल्या शरीराची प्रतिकारशक्ती वाढवण्याला महत्त्व दिलंय. पण सकस आहार म्हणजे नेमकं काय हे आपल्यापैकी अनेकांना माहीत नाही. या अनुषंगानं जितो पुणे लेडीज विंगच्या वतीनं आयोजित केलेल्या रूबरू प्रदर्शनात आहार तज्ज्ञ डॉक्टर रोहिणी पाटील यांच्या व्याख्यानाचं आयोजन करण्यात आलं होतं. पाहुयात सकस आहाराविषयी त्या काय म्हणाल्यात.
I think everybody knows this WHO's definition of health, which is a complete physical, mental, social well-being. And recently, a few years ago, they've added spiritual aspect also because it cannot exist independently. It always has to be a cumulative approach. Okay, so health can be promoted by encouraging healthful activity. So you have to do physical exercise, you need adequate sleep, and also you need to, when you know you're a person who gets stressful by a certain activity, so throughout the day everybody has a hectic schedule, and you need to know what are the activities which stress you out and what are the activities which relieve your stress. And there has to be a balance between both because we cannot deny our responsibilities also. But when you know that in one particular activity you're drained, then you can also do a few meditations, you can do a few gratitude practices, you can do a few affirmations around it, which will make sure that your metabolism is in place, which will make sure that your stress hormones are down at a lower scale, and which will also make sure you're enjoying your life, you know. It will also help you maintain that good balance between your emotional and your physical health. And that is what we talk about in a healthy lifestyle and healthy living. So what is diet? Diet is something different for everybody. You know, for some people, diet is something which puts you in a box, and for some people, it's like a feeling where, you know, you're put in a jail and you have to follow certain things for a certain amount of time, and then, you know, you go back to what you eat. But diet is something that we all do every day, and we have been doing since our childhood. So what we eat on a day-to-day basis is your diet. It is not something complicated. It is not something that, you know, you are told to do and that's why you do. So आज आपने जो नाश्ते के लिए खाया है, जो आज रात को आप खाने का plan कर रहे हैं, that is your diet. You know, it is not something complicated. So let's get out of the diet mentality first. That diet is not something that puts you in a box. It is something that liberates you. It is something that opens up your options. It is something that you enjoy. So where does lifestyle diet start from? So let's consider you all want to just be on a healthy diet and a lifestyle diet concept. So it's very simple. You have to take care of your gut. Now, what is your gut? It's your digestive system. It starts from your mouth and it goes up to your anus and rectum. That is the only organ you need to take care of. You don't need to take care of your liver. You don't need to take care of your brain. You don't need to take care of your any other kidneys also. You just need to take care of your gut. And why you need to take care of your gut? So today I'm stressed. If I'm stressed, all my stress hormones are going to be released in my gut. So my gut is going to immediately know, okay, today she's stressed. So she's either going to overeat or she's going to undereat. And my metabolism is going to be shifted. So whether I undereat or I overeat, whatever I'm going to consume or whatever is going to happen, it's all going to be stored in my fat cells. Your body goes in this fear, fight, and flight mechanism, which is called as sympathetic system. So you have parasympathetic and sympathetic system. Sympathetic system is, it changes all your hormone production. It changes all your metabolism hormones. And your body just goes in a storage mode. So even if I don't eat anything for 2 days, I might be losing weight on the scale, but I might be storing and retaining a lot of water. That's your body's protective mechanism. And if you're happy, you're going to feel hungry in a healthy way. Your water retention is going to go out. You're going to be less bloated. And whatever you eat is going to be digested, processed, metabolized, and thrown out properly. So there you're not gaining weight. So basically, whether it's good emotions, bad emotions, anger, happiness, sadness, every emotion has a capacity to generate a particular hormone and metabolism reaction in your body. And all these hormones are released in your gut. Now, I personally recommend breakfast has to be rich in proteins and good fats, because that does not spike your blood sugar. So everything that you eat can either spike your blood sugar or it can keep your blood sugar stable. And with age, what happens is, if you keep spiking your blood sugar, it leads to a lot of hormonal imbalance because your insulin and glucagon levels go on a toss. and especially if you're trying to lose weight, your insulin levels, insulin should not be higher. In fact, your glucagon should be higher. And when glucagon is higher, when you eat proteins. So what you can eat for breakfast? You can have moong chila, you can have besan chila, you can have all kinds of nuts. Even oats is low glycemic. So, you can have overnight oats with low glycemic fruits. So breakfast is something I feel that, you should not go heavy on carbs, because first thing in the morning you need an energy boost, and that you get with good fats and proteins. In fact, the first thing in the morning, you can always start with ghee also, ghee in warm water, coconut oil in warm water. So that stabilizes your blood sugar. It's a very good practice for diabetics also. It's a very good practice for people with PCOD also. It keeps your blood sugar stable. It keeps your metabolism high. It keeps your insulin levels good. And you will be losing weight. You will be burning fat even in the morning. And lunch is the time when your carbs come in place. So lunch, I feel, breakfast should not be the heaviest meal. Lunch should be the heaviest meal in terms of carbs, because you have the rest of the day to burn that carbs and the amount of food that you're eating. Lunch is the time when your appetite is at peak. Your metabolism has kicked off. You've already had your breakfast. So this is the time when you should have your bhakri, your rice, all sabzis. Always include a good probiotic in your diet, because that is needed for your gut floras. So, you need to include either buttermilk or, dahi. So these are fermented probiotics. So fermented foods are always good, whether it's dairy or it's non-dairy. If you feel you're allergic to dairy and you can't do dairy well, there are, coconut milk yogurts. There are almond milk yogurts. So there are lots of varieties that are available if, you're properly allergic to dairy. So lunch is something, where a wholesome meal is going to come in place, whether it's carbs, fibers, and proteins. And dinner. So dinner is also called supper, because it has to be the lightest meal of the day. Because your gut, your digestive system, and your body has to go off to sleep after that. So when dinner is light, now we have a very heavy and hectic lifestyle. But if your dinner is light, you will always be able to sleep properly. And if your dinner is 3 to 4 hours before sleeping, that will make sure that the quality of the sleep is good. If you're going to sleep on a heavy stomach, your body will be also digesting that food, and it won't give you a quality sleep. So it is very important that the dinner has to be light and it has to be early,